Good morning and welcome back to Gaming with ADHD, where today we are going to be continuing and maybe even completing our deep dive into Mechwarrior, the Battletech role-playing game. I'm your host, Brian, and as always for this series, I am joined by... Introduce yourself.
I don't want to.
You don't want to?
I don't want to.
Aw. Somebody had a bad day at work.
Huh? I had to work. That's a bad day at work. Anyway, MaxLiao from Legion of Myth here. More BattleTech. I'm gonna see how many more people's skin I can get under with my pro Capellan pompacity. That's a word. I made it up. If not, well then it really was a word. But even though we left them behind last week, I'm sure we can get some more good information. What could I
left who behind last week?
The Capellan Confederation. You know, we covered it. We saved the best for last week.
Oh, that's okay. I see what you're saying now.
Like you said, good morning. It does feel like morning for me. I was up at 4:30.
I was up at 4:30
with a cat surprise.
I was not up at 4:30 with a cat surprise. I mean,
I didn't have my old man nap yet. It's good. I'm out. The stream's over.
Yeah, I had I did have the cat kind of whine at like 2 a.m. So I let him outside.
Just throw a shoe at him.
My wife's cat is so dumb. I don't like even like dumber than a normal cat, I think. You know, but he's just paranoid at everything. You know, like, here, I am nice to you. I will give you pets and scritches, but you know, I will, you know, move in a way that he's not prepared for. And you know, like suddenly like the world is ending and he must flee. You know,
yeah, that's when my cat pees.
Yeah, he hasn't done that inside yet, which at that point I would probably ban him from the house.
My cat's only allowed in 2 rooms. I literally have a one of those pee blankets underneath my sheets. I don't know. I forget what it's called, but you know, it's for if you have babies or dogs or whatever, you know, and they pee, you know, so it doesn't ruin the mattress. And I have a top cover that goes over everything. Well, I don't sleep with that top cover on. So he decided, oh, now's a good time. So pissed this morning, man. And we have no clue what makes him do it.
But hey, at least you got to go to work.
Got to?
Well, then you didn't have to deal with the cat pee.
No, that's why I was up at 4:30.
That's yeah, I don't know. The cats are weird, man.
Cats are evil. I mean, I'm a cat fan, but I'm starting to believe the folks that are no, cats are just straight up evil.
I believe an argument.
So cute, and they oh, I love you, and then you get a claw. What?
Right.
So cute and cute. Oh, look at this! I'm such a good kitty. Look, I got a nice little meow, and then you pee on my bed.
Yeah, like. So remember that Kim's cat started as a stray, and then she eventually coaxed him inside, and now he's an indoor-outdoor cat. You know, usually he just comes in to like sleep and eat our food, and you know,
and not care a thing about you. He'd eat you if you fell on the ground.
I know. And so, but now like he'll come into the room and jump on the bed and sleep when, you know, we're there sleeping, which, like, yes, we have a king-sized bed, but, you know, let's be honest, a full-grown cat still takes up a lot of room.
And they like to sleep in the center.
Exactly. So, you know, then you're like, oh, he's sleeping. Here, I'll reach down, I'll give him some scritch. And he's like, oh, I really like that. That's awesome. He starts purring, and then out of nowhere, he's eating your hand. And it's like, what is wrong with you? Why? I did nothing. I was nothing but kind. I'm giving you scritches. Why am I being eaten? You know,
it was too many scritches. You have to know when to stop.
Apparently.
No, that's actually a thing with cats. They get I forget what it's called, but it's like a sensory overload. So if you're petting a cat, especially with like two hands, and it seems like it's having fun, then just turns on and bites you, that was sensory overload.
Cats are weird, man. I don't get it.
Or evil.
Or both.
Weirdly evil.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't ask. It's whatever.
This is how we know that cats are from the Federated Sons.
Kim likes the cat. It makes her happy. So it's like, fine, I guess.
Well, I'm the cat person in the house here, but I tell you what, I've had cats most of my life, nearly all of my life. Had a couple dogs, but I've always been a cat person. I have no issues with dogs. I'd love to have a dog. I'm just too lazy to housebreak it. so it's like I can throw a litter box down for a cat and I'm done. Well, except for this one. But this cat is the first time in my life making me think that I'm not sure I like cats anymore.
Yeah, we had a dog as a kid until maybe I was like 10. And then probably even younger than that. And then we had a couple of cats, but like I've been married almost 30 years, a couple years ago. But like never had any pets until Kim decided we must bring this cat into our family. It's like, but why? So
I like pets. I mean, they're actually a lot of good. Even scientifically, they've looked at a lot of good benefits of having a pet. You know, to me, it has to be something fluffy. It can't be like a lizard or a snake. Those aren't pets. Those are animals. But cat,
no
dog,
spiders,
bunny, rabbit. I don't know. Ferret, if that's what you want to do. I don't know.
No spiders as pets.
No. Those are bugs. Don't do the bug thing. You can't have a cricket as a pet unless you're raising it to feed the snake.
Which isn't a pet anyways.
No, that's... you can't pet it and have it all nice, soft and fluffy. It's not a good...
And fish aren't pets. They're,
they're ornaments.
Right, they're decorations.
Yeah, ornaments you have to feed. And birds, I don't know. My mom had a parakeet when I was a kid growing up. I don't know what the point of that was.
Yeah, we have the chickens. They're kind of like pets.
Are they pets or food?
We have not
take the eggs, right?
We have not eaten one of our chickens. We do eat the eggs, but we have not eaten one of our chickens. Usually because they die at some weird inopportune time. And if I don't know why that thing's dead, I have been advised by other people who raise chickens that that's probably not a good one to eat.
And I think chicken disease,
mad chicken disease, or like avian flu or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Hey, the only way you build up a tolerance, man, is by exposure. So eat that chicken.
No. But I mean, we get like half a dozen eggs a day
Nice.
At the moment. And so like there was a point we literally had like 9 dozen eggs in the house, and we're like, kids, take eggs with you, and they each took like 2 dozen. Then we had some friends from church come over and they bought like 3 dozen eggs, so then we were still down to like 1 or 2 dozen eggs. But we're probably awesome. Back up now.
My brother, him, his wife and son, they raise chickens too. I don't know how many they have, but they're always bringing eggs over for my mom.
Yeah. When my parents come over, do you want some eggs? Take the eggs.
See, I'd be all about that, except for I don't want to deal with the chicken noise, man. Those things are loud.
Roosters are loud. Chickens are loud for like 10 minutes after they've laid an egg. Maybe. But otherwise, they don't make a whole lot of noise. They're funny. They're really fun to watch.
Stupid.
Not disagreeing. So, isn't dead chicken just another name for Clan Jade Falcon? Yes. Yes, it is. What's up, Seraphis? Good morning, sir. I think Seraphis is up way too early. He must be excited for Christmas.
He's trying to open all. Ooh, that's right. He's a day ahead of us. No, he's not
That's
Christmas
true.
yet. He's Christmas Eve. So
He's Christmas Eve. We're still on Christmas Adam. What? Look,
Christmas Lilith.
Look, Christmas Adam is a lot more fun to say than Christmas Eve Eve. So,
okay. And it reminds women that they're always second to men.
Here, listen. Ta-da! Look, everybody, it's Christmassy.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, apparently
Christmas
Max does not want to do
zero.
Christmas. Saxius is here. What have you arrived to? I don't know, Saxius. We've been stalling.
I would think the title's on the tin, but you know what? You're not getting. This is false advertising.
This is false. I would say we're only 10 minutes in. Let the audience show up before we get started. I mean, you and Heathen Dog will go for like 40 minutes sometimes. So
yeah, those were starting to get kind of long. We try to do it for about 15 minutes or so, but then I'll have announcements and then want to expand upon them. And
right. Luckily, I don't have a whole lot of announcements outside of let's see. Next year or next month.
That's next year.
That is next year. We'll be starting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Redux edition. Once I get the PDF. I'll also
be French. Shouldn't it be the Redu edition?
Redu edition. An argument could be made, but I'm not going to be the one to make it. And then I'm also going to be doing a separate live stream on Mondays to do the Battletech Gothic rules deep dive. I know everybody is super excited about that. Especially Max, apparently.
I'm waiting with bated breath. Light my computer on fire.
Yeah. I don't know, and I'm debating doing other things at the same time, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, like other like streams and deep dives, but maybe not with a co-host.
Pretty soon you're gonna get IRL streams of Brian over at Dunkin' Donuts or something.
No, why would I go to Dunkin' Donuts sucks nowadays. It's not like when we were kids,
I don't know. I don't go out. Like,
no, no, that's fair. I'm just saying, like remember as kids, like Dunkin' used to be good.
No, gotta make the donuts,
right? No, time to make the donuts.
Time to make whatever.
Look, I'm a pedant for getting it right. But yeah, it's like they used to be good. Nowadays, nah. I wouldn't go to like they're all made off site and then like frozen and shipped to the store and gross. Yeah, like it's actually kind of funny. The donut place for us is always the most ghetto establishment that you can find. And it could be in a brand new building. It doesn't matter. They're a ghetto establishment. Their donuts are fantastic. They're not like glorious. I mean, it's a donut. You really can't like you can either screw it up or it's pretty okay. And these are the pretty okay ones around us. Anyways, anything else we should talk about before we actually get started on this?
We went from donuts to where do you go? Yeah, where do you go after donuts?
We went from cats to chickens to
Luckily,
donuts.
I just ate.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not understanding the glorification of a store that sells donuts.
You go to RPGs. Is that a hint?
I mean, Yeah, I mean, everybody gets together, they eat, and then they play the game. See, so we talked about what was going on in life. You know, cats peeing on the bed. And then talked about, had food. So talked about donuts, and now we're getting into the game. See, exactly. To quote Monty Python, get on with it. All right.
Just for that, we're gonna do another 20 minutes of random commentary about nothing. This is the new Seinfeld. This is the internet Seinfeld.
I was saying, if you've met me, you know that I can do it.
Well, let me roll my D20 here to see what topic to make Brian go off the rails.
All right. So before we get started, real quick, folks, if you are new here, as always, make sure you're subscribed. As I mentioned earlier, I do have plans for stuff coming up next year. I am nowhere near as organized as MaxLiao over at Legion of Myth, but I at least have ideas of what I want to do.
And don't just subscribe. There's a bell icon you need to turn on also.
I mean, especially when, useful when, we go, late for going early, 2 hours or 3 hours. No, 2 hours. We're now 2 hours early.
Stream math hard.
Yes, exactly. So, absolutely do that. And anyway, all right. My brain just kind of lost whatever it was going to say.
What he's trying to say is like, subscribe, and share. Sharing is caring. And you know what? You've got Mechwarrior friends out there that don't know enough about these factions, or they think they do. Well, now you've got the facts, and you can send this video right to them.
Exactly. So, with that said, let's get into it, Max. On this episode of Battletech Deep Dive, the supporting theme is donuts. Not sure if that's better or worse than golf, American football, etc.
It's not better than golf carts.
It's not better than golf carts. Exactly. All right. So last week we ended off with the glorious
Capellan
Confederation. And so today we're going to go into their Asian counterparts, the Draconis Combine. I just say or should I say their co-Asian stereotype?
Japanese Bushido is the best. That was one of the Bruce Lee movies. Fist of Fury.
Didn't watch it.
What?
Sorry.
Why do I keep coming back?
I don't know. I don't know why anyone's friends with me, like, to be honest with you. But here we are. All right. The Draconis Combine. The Draconis Combine was founded in 2319 after a long and brutal military campaign conducted by Shiro Kurita, first citizen of New Samarkand and director of the Alliance of Galadon. The alliance had been formed to combat the Great Mercantile Alliance led by the wealthy Ozawa clan. Kurita was a brilliant tactician and strategist. He was also an accomplished statesman when it suited him, and a ruthless conqueror when it did not. Raised in a military and social tradition dating back more than 6 centuries, Shiro embraced and embodied the way of the warrior. Cutting a path through the Byzantine politics of New Samarkand, he forged an alliance of petty kings and lords, from the fringe of the Terran hegemony to the borders of the Draconis Rift. Shiro then marshaled his modest military resources in a brilliant war of conquest that more than doubled the size of his realm. By the time of his death in 2348, the Draconis Combine, the domain he had built from almost nothing, stretched from the border of the Federated Suns to the edge of the Principality of Rosselhog. Ooh, Rosselhog. Showing up early.
No, it was always a thorn in their side. Remember, Swedenese is a language during this time.
Oh, that's fair. All right, Shiro Kurita's odd. Shiro Kurita's legacy continues to this day, not only in the all-pervasive military tradition of the Combine, but also in the self-reliance of its people, which could easily be mistaken for xenophobia. These two factors have contributed most directly to the constant belligerence of past and present Kurita patriarchs. Only on rare occasions have they set aside their dominant tendencies towards violence, arrogance, and ruthlessness in favor of alliance or cooperation. However, the next generation usually made up for it by redoubling its martial nature. The two most outstanding examples of this were Hehiro, or is that Hohiro?
No, it's Heihiro.
Heihiro and Minoru Kurita. Heihiro engaged in a rare display of trust when he signed the Treaty of Vega in 2569, making the Draconis Combine a member federate in the nascent Star League. His son Leonard, who succeeded him in 2591, I was going to say a very
He goes from Heihiro to, hey, Leonard, live long and prosper.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's a very, very Japanese sounding name. And let's see, where were we?
His son Leonard, who succeeded him in 2591.
There we go. All right. Very nearly undid this act through flagrant violations of his father's treaty with Ian Cameron. Next, Minoru Kurita, a consummate diplomat, obtained sufficient surety from the House of Steiner to turn his entire strength against the Federated Sons in 2785 to 86. What? I thought when was the Amorous Civil War? Was that I thought that was before 27 whatever. All right. I'm
2750, if I remember correctly, was towards the there's 2754. Wasn't 2754 when I don't remember. It's been too long and it's not Capellan, so I don't care.
Yeah, Amorous Civil War started 26 December 2766 and ended November 2779.
Well, there you go. It was after that.
Oh, God. Okay. Got so he's okay. All right. So got it. First Succession War managed to get, tell them, hey, we'll leave you alone. We're going to go beat up on Davian. Okay. Got it. The dates weren't quite, coalescing properly. Following Minoru's assassination on Kentaris, his psychotic son Jinjiro massacred 50 million civilians in the Kentaris massacre. Fake news an act that not only destroyed the momentum gained in the war against Davian, but also contributed to an alienation between Steiner and Kurita, which Jinjiro allowed to flourish. The Draconis Combine has expanded to the border of the Lyran Commonwealth, absorbing lesser states along the way. At present, it consists of approximately 100 worlds. In 2617, the core world of Luthien replaced New Samarkand as the administrative capital, but Shiro Kurita's homeworld continues to play an active role. For example, Kurita draws its palace guards and elite mech warriors from the famous Sun Zhang Academy, the largest mech academy in the Inner Sphere. Furthermore, New Samarkand is the traditional base of operations for the internal security force, the secret police of the Draconis Combine. The influence of the ISF permeates Combine society. The relationship between the coordinator and the Combine and the director of the ISF has varied, waxing and waning in cordiality through the years. Nevertheless, the ISF has remained utterly loyal to the Combine, if not to the house that rules it.
Notice that academy is not a Japanese name. Sunjiang Academy, Chinese. So it obviously was Capellan.
I did not notice that. Sunzang Mechwarrior Academy. New Samarkand. Weird, because that's like out on the almost to the periphery.
Yeah, New Samarkand is where Kerensky made his final jump. He said Asta and left.
Oh,
but no, I just think it's funny. Like, I don't know if they made a mistake, like as in they could, all Asians look the same, so why not just whatever, or what? But I always thought that was funny is that their famous academy is named after a Chinese dude instead of a Japanese dude.
I'll be honest. My guess would be, all Asians look the same, as far as how that happened. Which is funny because they get a lot more right. So,
they got it from anime. I'm sorry, at the time, Japanimation.
Japan. I remember that. Yeah, that is weird. Why they would do that? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, yes, like they've got Space Bushido, but it's still okay, it says the academy is named after an ancient Japanese military strategist and general Sun Jiang. I'm sorry, I'm gonna screw up saying that.
It'd be soon, but yeah. That does not look Japanese at all. I'll ask my wife, and she won't do it now, but I'll ask my wife about that.
Like the only the only Google result, well, not all the only ones, but most of the Google results are just Battletech results. So
I mean, that may be, maybe it's just as the language morphed over the centuries or something. I don't know, but that's definitely, like, if I'm seeing that name right now, that's not a Japanese name. That's not written in Romaji. That's not doesn't look Japanese, and it doesn't even have Japanese sounding to it. So
no, I absolutely agree. So,
and I say that with somebody with a Japanese wife and who lived in Japan for 18 months. So it's, I'm not fluent in the language, but I'm not looking at that and saying, oh yeah, Japanese. But if it is truly just one, and it's just how it's spelled, cool.
I was gonna say, like, I mean,
I'm still claiming it's Capellan.
I'm not going to disagree with you, because it definitely does have a much more, Chinese sounding name to it.
Oh, it's Okinawan. That's why. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anybody who understands the history of Okinawa will know why I said that. Anybody else, I don't care to explain it. Not that you're stupid. It's just it would take too long.
We have Battletech to read.
Right.
All right. Well, on that note, then, tell us about Takashi Kurita.
All right. Takashi Kurita, at 55, is a handsome, wiry man with nearly white hair and steel blue eyes. Really? He's not pure Japanese. They should have seppuku'd him. Strongly Oriental features, only slightly marked by crow's feet and scars. He possesses all the attributes of his lineage: military skill and ruthless cunning. Intransigence. Okay, and insuperable arrogance. Okay, the first word I know. What the hell is insuperable?
I
this
don't
book keeps
know.
teaching me words I never knew I wanted to
know. Of a difficulty or obstacle impossible to overcome.
Oh, so he can't overcome his own arrogance. Great. Well, no, that does make sense. That is actually how he acts. Nope, that's fair. That's fair.
He will be arrogant, whether you like it or whether he likes it.
Yeah, whether he likes it or not. Since his father Heihiro's death at the hands of a Kurita household guard 21 years ago, Takashi has ruled the Combine. Because he commanded Heihiro Kurita's household troops, I'm just saying Kurita-san, troops at the time of the assassination, Takashi was first suspected of complicity. However, the actual murderer was killed by his own comrades shortly after committing the deed. If that was not enough to prove his innocence, Takashi ordered a brutal purge during the first 18 months of his rules to silence any last accusing voices.
They can't accuse you if they're dead.
Again, dead witnesses are no witnesses. Takashi Kurita has been an effective and forceful leader through judicious use of the ISF, and as a direct result of his complete and utter distrust of everyone, the Kurita warlord has suppressed or thwarted 9 attempts on his life and 2 abortive coups by members of his own immediate family. Not only has he suppressed opposition to his rule, Takashi Kurita has hunted down and thoroughly crushed it. Wow. Is that why his kid's named Teddy? You didn't want him to know he's part of the family? Following the tradition established by Jinjiro Kurita nearly 2 centuries ago. Oh, there's a Japanese accent coming down. Oh, 2 centuries ago. Takashi's authority is based on a superstructure of military commanders in each of the 5 military districts at Rasselhag, Pest, Galdon, Dairon, and Benjamin, rather than on a system of planetary nobility. The governors of individual planets have no real power outside their worlds and have gradually yielded considerable authority to the military rear echelon, often in exchange for their lives. That'll do it.
You can be in charge. Just
you can think you're in charge if you want to live.
Right. Yes. We won't kill you as long as you do what we say.
No, you would never kill him. You'd seppuku him. He'd have to kill himself. Either harakiri or seppuku.
That's true. He knows what he did, and he will atone for it.
Yeah, you dishonorable slug. What? Oh, now you're denying it? Oh. Where are we here? Often exchange for their lives. Krita is extremely effective in playing off his commanders against one another. Further, should any commander begin to win too much great respect or popularity, Krita will often summarily replace the individual. Though this tactic may have curtailed Krita's gains, especially against an ever more powerful and clever Davian opponent, it's also kept Krita commanders from stepping out of line or combining against their master. I don't know that. See, this is why I don't understand why people compare the Caritans and the Capellans. We have citizens. We have respect across the hierarchy. Here, you can't question anything.
You question it with your life.
There is no question.
No, not anymore. Those that
the question dies with you, sir.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say you question it with your life. So, yeah.
Look, another Capellan. Vasily Chernyankov. That's obviously Capellan, because remember, the Capellan Confederation is Sino-Soviet. A little more Soviet at this time when they configure it. It becomes more Chinese, more Sino. But look at this. They stole another Capellan. The Capellan Confederation actually runs the Draconis Combine.
I don't know. Well, anyways.
He's not, unless you want to talk about him, he's nobody I give a crap about.
Nobody you give a crap about. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Oh, Subhash Indrahar.
Oh, no, he's important.
Right. So, director of the Internal Security Force, also known as the Smiling One. Due to the power he wields as director of the secret police, Indrahar is one of the most feared men in the Combine. Yeah, he's the guy that's going to, answer your questions.
Yeah.
Outwardly affable and friendly, his demeanor belies the ruthlessness of his work. Middle-aged, barrel-chested, and broad-shouldered, Indrahar affects archaic spectacles through which he typically squints. So
he's just trying to look more Japanese.
At the Kurita court, Indrahar's public image is that of a connoisseur of fine art and music, an epicure and admirer of dance and opera, and a student of great literature. His gregariousness has even earned him the nickname of the Smiling One. The Smiling One.
Never trust somebody who smiles too much.
What are you trying to say, Max?
I can't trust this guy.
I think I smile a lot. Anyways, Indrahar's facade keeps others from scrutinizing him too closely. In reality, he is more treacherous and perhaps more dangerous than Takashi Kurita himself. Those who cross him usually discover this too late and much to their shock. Indrahar is also something of a mystic. In recent years, he has created an inner circle of fanatical agents and spies personally loyal to him and known as Sons of the Dragon. The existence of this extremely secret society is unknown even to Indrahar's longtime friend, Takashi Kurita. Is he truly a friend if he's keeping a secret organization of spies
Plausible
and fanatical
deniability.
agents?
If the coordinator knew what was going on, then he'd have his hands in there. This way, things can happen without the coordinator's knowledge, but still within his desires, and be like, look, I wished it to happen. It just simply happened. I don't know how, but you know what? I didn't do it. I wasn't there.
Look, my lord, you said you needed this done. It's done. I can't tell you how it got done. Let's just accept that it's done.
No, if I were Indrahar, I'd be like, yeah, that's weird. I'm going to have my agents on that, try to figure out how this is. I'm glad, what a fortuitous event. But I need to look into this more. And then he goes to those guys, great job, dudes. Keep training.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Teddy.
Tell us about Teddy.
All right, Teddy Kurita, Prince of Luthien, heir designate. Brave, arrogant, proud, and crafty. Theodore Kurita is the archetypical Kurita clan member. Unlike his father Takashi, he has no opportunity to command the household guard. Oh. In fact, he has stayed or been kept largely away from court, ostensibly to be groomed by military life. In reality, the devious Takashi wishes to prevent his talented and ambitious son from becoming a part of the intrigues of the Kurita court. Although Theodore has friends at Luthien as well as New Smarkan, Raslog, and other major worlds in the Combine, his father and the ubiquitous ISF keep him under close scrutiny. Theodore Kurita has served in a number of regular units, both in the field and as a staff officer, most recently to General Chernyankov in the Dairon military district. At present, he commands the motley Legion of Vega. That's not the Legion of Myth. Stop it. Through induction. These words, like who uses these words anymore? Through induction into the Sons of the Dragon while he was stationed at New Smarkan, Theodore has become a friend of Subhash Endahar. No less paranoid or arrogant than his forebears, the younger Kurita has shown a remarkable propensity for military science, the like which has not been seen since Minoru or even Shiro Kurita. Nevertheless, his father's mistrust has kept Teddy from having a major influence, though some have attributed the successes along the Lyran front to advice he's provided while serving the district commander's staff.
I'll be honest. I kind of like Teddy a little bit more after reading this.
Well, and you know the novels too, right? I mean, by the time the novels really get to him, he's kind of made his place and he seems more like the good guy.
No, absolutely. And that's kind of the interesting thing. It's like, so here's described as brave, arrogant, proud, and crafty, which sounds very much like Takashi, which, does kind of explain why Takashi would, keep him away, because it's like, oh, well, that's how I came to power. Maybe I shouldn't let him come to power the same way.
Yeah, as he gets older, my understanding is as he gets older, he loses a lot of that arrogance because he realized that it was hurting the Combine.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a more moderate character in the novels.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
Says for more on Theodore's life, read Heir to the Dragon, aka the last Succession Wars Fossa era book before the clans arrive.
Yep.
So, yeah.
By the way, the reason why I say that's unfortunate isn't because I'm trying to be coy or something. Like I don't like him or whatever. It's because for some reason, every one of the realms, even though they keep some of their stereotypes, it's still Space Bushido and so forth. The only one that really comes out looking bad, well, there's two, is the Capellan Confederation and Jade Falcons. Even, the Merrick's like, the Merrick's aren't so bad with that old Tommy boy over there. And you know what? I think Kurita's going to be in good hands with Teddy. Like, and I get it. Different leaders do different things. But the Steiners and Davians, I guess you could argue Catherine kind of messed up the Steiners for him. But I don't know. It's just, it almost seemed like everybody's having a love fest except for we all want to hate the Capellans.
Why wouldn't we hate the Capellans?
Well, jealousy is why you hate them, but why wouldn't you want to hate them? Because you actually want to understand culture?
No, actually, as far as the Capellans go, like yeah, they were straight up like Max is crazy, Romano's crazy. Like
Max wasn't crazy. See, that's the messed up thing. If you read the novels, Max is crazy. If you read the source books, he's not crazy until the declaration of war. Once he loses half his house, then he goes Nutter Butters. And yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then Romano, oh my God. Even I couldn't wave the metaphoric Capellan flag during that time. It was just no.
Right. No. But then you do get characters like Sun Tzu who
I'm glad they did what they did with him, but I can tell you that reading the Kerensky novels, I didn't like him either. But then finding out at the end that this was all a game that he was playing, I was like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
you're cool. You're cool.
yeah,
But
like definitely like the masked ambition
yeah.
of Sun Tzu.
And then
Uh,
making everybody underestimate him by acting like a petulant child, even though he had grander sights. I thought that was okay.
mhm.
But they still never made him a good guy. Neither him nor Dao Shen become good guys.
And that's totally fair. I'm just saying he's, like I mean, I think A88 does bring up a good point. Someone has to be the bad guy. You know, um
From
it's
a
not my
certain
fault.
point of view.
From a certain point of view. And so because actually I was thinking about this last night. We were out shopping somewhere, and I saw a whole bunch of um like just things for Wicked, the Wizard of Oz movie,
Oh yeah, yeah,
where
yeah. Okay, yeah.
where it's like they're making like oh, the Wicked Witch of the West, she was just misunderstood and teased as a child. And it's like, why can't we just have bad guys anymore? They're a bad guy. We don't have to explain why they're a bad guy. Sometimes we just need bad guys. You know, um, and because that's the other thing. Like if you think about it, like nowadays, like even I have it. Like I have a Darth Vader T-shirt and a Darth Vader shirt and a Stormtrooper T-shirt, and
I mean, yeah, if you want to play second fiddle, real men have Emperor t-shirts.
well, fair, but well, no, but like the veneration of the bad guys.
Oh, come on. Vader was cool even back then. I was 4 years old and saw Star Wars in the drive-through and still thought Vader was cool.
No, I'm not saying he's not cool. He's a cool bad guy, but at the end of the day, he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Oh, absolutely.
Um
And never once is he really portrayed as the good guy. Even, trying to think, yeah, nope. He's never portrayed as the good guy.
no, well, no, he's given a little bit of a redemption arc when he kills the Emperor to save Luke.
Yeah, but that was always intended.
Well,
But
but
that still didn't make him a good guy. And that's one of the things that I find very hilarious about Star Wars. Okay, oh, you murdered planets, you blew stuff up, like you blew up an entire planet where your daughter was as a well, not was at the time, but where she was from, coincidentally. You killed millions of people, officers dying left and right because they didn't listen to you, and now you're safe, Daddy. You're safe. Now you're going to hell, buddy.
Well, no, and even if you think about it, okay, yes, he threw the Emperor into the reactor to save his son. That wasn't it. He wasn't trying. He didn't have this turn of heart that, oh, the Emperor was wrong.
I know there's good in you, Father. I can feel it.
Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, no, the only reason he did it is because that is his son. And there is that, familial paternal instinct there. But even then,
that Palpatine didn't have because he murdered his entire family.
did he? Did he even?
Yeah, it's in the Darth Plagueis book.
Oh, I didn't read that. Anyways, but yeah, so it's again, we keep venerating the bad guys. Now, I realize that this is, trying to, Battletech is trying to, put lots of shades of grays. I mean, you need a reason to pick. You want some people to pick House Liao. You can't have everybody picking Clan Wolf or House Davian.
Look, I'll be completely. I've already told the story as to how I picked House Liao, but I would have been a Davian guy if not everybody else was on that bandwagon.
Because they're quote unquote the good guys. Quote unquote.
You know what? I want to come back when we read through the House Davian source book and find out how many civil wars they've had and how many millions of people, billions of people in their own territory they've killed over there. But Obsidian Jane here said, "Who's a bad guy depends on your point of view. To create a character, a good guy, Davian is a bad guy. Yes, because Davian doesn't have any honor. Davian doesn't have any respect for the ceremony, for the whole Bushido code, so to speak. And you can't be, all you are is just a wild beast without some sort of shogun or that honorific code that they have. again, as a Capellan, I think that it's weird, but I'm glad that they respect their ancestors and their traditions. But maybe they should come into the 31st century where they belong and understand that culture can be in the arts, not just in slicing people in half with a really sharp sword.
So Obsidian Jane says it was disappointing that they wrote Kurita and Lao as bad guys. This was before the Star Wars thing of people loving on the Empire. No, you're right. But again, it is one of those, like if you're going to write a story, you need your protagonist, you need your antagonist, like
Yeah, and I have nothing against like if you look at the history of the Capellan Confederation, they typically alternate. No, that's not true. But to oversimplify, they typically alternate from one complete jackass that just basically makes Minoru look like a saint to, oh my god, I am the most beloved person in all the Capellan Confederation, and then back to some jackass to kind of until you get a string there of just people who just give up the realm. But then you have Max, who's not portrayed in any of the source books as crazy, but in the novels he certainly is, like all of them. Then you have Romano, who I don't know how she held the Capellan Confederation together with the the atrocities that she did. You say, well, Stalin did the same thing, or in canon, Takashi did the same thing. I don't know. Her purge was pretty messed up. And then using the Thuggy cult and and then having Tormana against her, yada yada. That was a hard sell for me.
Right. But again, I think that is coming down to they need a bad guy, in the setting. And you can kind of justify it. It's like, well, look at Lao, they're the smallest one because everybody's kind of sick of their crap. So,
Oh, you're reading the Warrior Trilogy? Dude, I love the Warrior Trilogy. I know I shouldn't. But I love the Warrior Trilogy. It's actually my favorite BattleTech series.
No, it's a decent story.
Just have to take a shot in the heart for that one.
I do feel bad where it's like, he's got a not very good translation into another language.
Yeah, that sucks.
Which, you add in the fact that it's an early BattleTech novel. They're not all great anyways. They're
Sword and Dagger is so hard to get through. Like I've tried multiple times. Like I want to read this again. I haven't read it since the 80s. I'm like, I can't do it. and that should be one that I love because all right, DVS Max clones Hans Davian.
I've only read it once, and that was many years ago.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I get it, but I think they have done enough over the years. Especially when you compare things like like in Ill Clan era. I know you're not a fan of the more modern stuff, but like Lao has made pushes and advances beyond the 3025 era. So they are seeing a resurgence. They
it's the only house. Now you could argue that after Forced Succession, where you had the Chaos March, and then you had was it during Dark Age, you had not the Terran Hedge, what was it called, the Republic or whatever,
the Republic of the Sphere.
But it's really the only house that has stayed together.
Yeah.
Because Kurita has been completely gutted by the Ghost Bear nonsense, whatever they call it now. The Rasselhog Ghost Bear combination. Steiner is just, I don't even know what it has anymore. The Free Worlds League, I don't remember the map of them all that well, but they're so factionalized internally anyway. And Davian is finally taking a good punch to the throat for the first time ever in, since novels started to be written. But, it's still pretty solid. What's the leader's name? Caleb or something? He seems pretty inept, but
the new leader of Davian?
Yeah, I think it's Caleb Davian, if I remember correctly. But he seems pretty inept, which is good. So yeah, the Capellan Confederation is like the only one that's really been unaffected is not the right word. Stable? I don't know.
Less affected.
Yeah, yeah. And to be fair, you can argue, well, the clans came from the north. Yeah, I got that. But you'd have thunk at one point, and I said thunk, yes, that at one point, the Federated Sons or, I don't know, the Periphery Kingdom, somebody would have, harassed them even more. The Andarians have no love for the Capellans. There's a whole Andarian war, like in the 3030s, if I remember correctly, 3040s.
Okay, so the current one is actually Julian. You're thinking of the guy before him,
Oh, okay,
Caleb
okay.
Davian. But yes, there was a Caleb Davian.
How is it that I know that? like I
That's
don't
what
pay
I was
attention
shocked
to...
about. That's an Ill Clan era thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, this is actually kind of funny. Everyone complains about Davian's plot armor, but from what I see, it was all downhill since the Fourth Succession War.
Oh, wait. Hold on. No. Who is the savior of the inner sphere? Who led the armies to the Pentagon worlds?
Yeah, and lost both his realms in the process. Had to fight a civil war, and then to maintain the peace, abdicated both thrones. And then you
still coming out on top there. And who became Space Jesus during the Republic era? No, they keep sucking the Davians. You know what? Now, to be fair, on the Capellan side, I think too much not credit, I think too much was made of Sun Tzu also. Like he's deified in Capellan lore at this point.
Who?
Sun Tzu Liao.
Oh, fair.
Like to the point where it's like even I don't like to hear about him.
A88 brings up a good point. And lost New Avalon in the present.
I don't remember it being lost. I know.
Oh yeah. How like Davian took the whole Cretan penis into House Davian.
I didn't think they made it all the way to New Avalon. Did
they?
Yeah,
no. They captured New Avalon.
I hope they Minoru Kuri'd that thing too. Well, after gutting the New Avalon Institute of Science.
Yeah, actually, wow. Yeah, this is actually accurate as of 3151.
Oh, I don't know about those dates. So there's a new map for 3151. I got to get that.
Look at that. New Avalon is in red.
Hold on, let me make my screen bigger so I can see things. I said make my screen bigger so I can see things. Thank you. That's interesting that it's just little pockets like that they're holding on to. That almost looks like that would be the Davians could have some partisans.
I don't know. So where's here's the Draconis penis.
Hey, what happened to the Capellan penis?
I don't know.
Look at the 3145 map. What happened to my Capellan penis? It went limp.
We have said that word way too many times.
Well, the Davians have the limp sword flag, right?
Yes. Yeah. You told me about that.
Look at 3145 because I could have sworn the Capellans had a. Did we not get a map?
Why? Sometimes Sarna annoys me.
I think I have it in PDF.
All right. So here's 3151.
Okay.
3145.
Yeah, what happened to that? I mean, that actually looks like a schlong poking in there. Got a head and everything.
High quality entertainment. Yeah, they have done a number on the Inner Sphere map.
I'm gonna have to compare those two maps at some point. So yeah, I'm actually interested in these maps. Yeah, that whole was that wolf thing that is part of both Steiner and Davy or Steiner and Merrick.
The Wolf Empire.
Yeah, Wolf Empire, whatever.
Oh. I'm just saying what it is.
What year is this?
This is 3135.
Oh, okay.
And it is very
Is this
small.
going to be when the Republic of the Sphere still exists?
This is Fortress Republic. So this really sucks. I can't get it zoomed in better. So this little like right where the mouse is, basically like they've contracted, and then this kind of white space is essentially Chaos March 2.0.
Oh.
You know,
well, the Isle of Skye has always been kind of rebellious, so I get that.
But basically, like, because the Republic of the Sphere, it was 10 prefectures, so you had like a little central one, and then you had 9 around it, and so essentially, like, the Dark Age happened, and all the hyperpulse generators went down, and so then that's when all the fighting started on the outer edges. And so then the Republic pulled all their forces in just to the central prefecture, and kind of left everything else to its own. But
I know you told me, but what was that cause, that impenetrable whatever?
Some like feedback transmitter thing. I don't. It wasn't explained that great. But it's basically like they would jump in, they would detect it, and then they would shoot a counter jump frequency or something that would cancel theirs, and then shoot them back and break their jump drive. Is essentially how the fortress worked. Blah blah blah. Dark this, munch tech that. Blah.
I like
to
Obsidian.
3025, please.
Obsidian Jane, we're gonna be friends. I could not agree more.
I don't hate any of the different eras, mostly because it does provide a consistent story. Maybe you don't like how it developed, but I mean, let's be honest. Where else do you see this in any kind of fandom, in any kind of a fictional, setting?
Where I see what?
Anything like the Battletech universe. Yeah, you've got
Star Wars.
Yeah, but okay, so there's one, and that's got, billions of dollars behind it.
Star Trek.
Okay, so we've got 2. Even that, you could even say maybe not. No, it's pretty good up through the Next Generation era. Then they do a bunch of weird stuff with it. But that's the other thing, is like they got to Next Generation era and then just stopped. Yeah, I
mean, Warhammer, yeah, that's another good one.
40K, but actually an interesting thing with that one, 40K really didn't start like developing the storyline. I mean, they had like some nuggets of it, but like the novels and everything really didn't. Like, they had some prior to 2000, but most of them didn't start until the late 90s, early 2000s. So Battletech had already been doing this for 10, 15 years before Warhammer started it.
They killed off Bretonia. I don't want to talk about Warhammer.
They brought it back.
No, I'm not going to be a doppelganger. I'm not going to be a zombie of my former glory.
No. They brought back the Old World game, so that plays like old school Warhammer fantasy, and I think Bretonians is one of the options. So it's not zombie Bretonia. Anyways, sorry.
It's Simulacrum.
Starfleet universe from Amarillo Design Bureau. I kind of give you that, but I don't. But like, they haven't gone into novels, and like, or at least that I am aware of. I have not dove in much to Starfleet battles. But I don't think they went for like a coherent narrative like they have over here. But I could be wrong. Anyways, I'm not saying there aren't others. I'm just saying, there are very few that really do develop their worlds. So, I like the fact that BattleTech does it. I like the fact that, if you start from 3025, they have quote unquote over 100 years of storyline. So, anyways, there we go.
And I'm sure Victor's still alive, even though, he died in a novel.
So you're sure he's still alive, even though he died?
Yeah, well, again, the reports of his death are greatly exaggerated. I'm sure he ascended into some star and he's the next space Jesus.
No, they killed him off. I know they kept him alive just to make the bridge into Dark Age. But even then, they're like, yeah, he's like 120 and then killed him off. But anyways, all right, let's get back into this. Major worlds of the Draconis Combine. Luthien, obviously, we should talk about. The capital of the Draconis Combine since 2617. Luthien is a heavily industrialized world and not especially wealthy, dominated by sprawling, ugly cities whose air and water are seriously contaminated. Luthien is known for televising of bloody sporting events that are invariably fought to the death. Though Luthien is quite far from the borders of Steiner and Davian space, it is heavily garrisoned with 4 regiments of battle mechs from the Karita Household Guard.
When I read that, the parenthetical there, sometimes involving vehicles as well as persons, I don't know, I just got that Rick and Morty thing in my head. Man versus car. It's a man versus a car. Who do you think's going to win? Here's a car. The car won. Car always wins.
Hold on. Obsidian totally flipped out of the neo-medieval Lost Tech storyline.
Yep. He's right. No, that's one of the things we've talked about. I don't know, Obsidian, if you've actually watched any of the past episodes where I've ranted about these things, but yeah, that's one of the things I talked about. Like the whole pimp your mech concept that became popular. Mech creation was supposed to be for homebrew settings that you just kind of set up, did your own thing on. That wasn't supposed to be the norm for the entire game. Till they found that they could make money doing it. What's his name? Jordan Weissman himself said it, that clans weren't implemented properly. Oops. But you know what? It made money because people like Munchkin Tech. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, Obsidian. Like, that's why, I don't like 3025 just because I never like change. I usually find that when people change stuff, they do it for the lowest common denominator or they do it for money. Now it's a business. They need money. I get that. But money and corporations ruin niche hobbies every single time. Every single time. I've had this argument with a lot of people. We'll just have to agree to disagree if you don't agree with that. Money is important so the company can stay in business. But you know what? When you go searching for the money, then you're going to ruin the niche hobby and you're going to get the crap that comes after it. You're going to get proto-mechs.
You're going to get proto-mechs. I've never used them, but I don't mind proto-mechs. Max doesn't like me very much, folks.
Proto-mechs are great for, I don't know, Robotech or something. Not.
All right. Do we want to talk about Buckminster? I'm guessing
No.
not. Okay. New Samarkand.
I'm
Rasselhog.
thinking the only one, Proserpina could be because of the Hustlers, but I think Rasselhog is the only important one.
Okay. Tell us about Rasselhog.
Only because of the future. In the days of Star League, the torrid climate of Rasselhog's main world produced for export many tropical fruits and rare spices, as well as exotic animals and birds from its vast jungles. Succession wars have scorched away much of the world's lush vegetation. The remaining wastelands are now dotted with military encampments and ground-based defenses, as befits the headquarters of a military district. Funny that it didn't go into the Swedish part of that.
Yeah, they didn't talk about any of that. The fact that they're a bunch of rebels, that they're sick of being under Cretan control. Yeah, they could have. There are a lot of good Mechwarrior RPG seeds in Rosselhog if you want them.
They're talked about pretty. Well, I wouldn't say extensively, but it's mentioned in the House Krita handbook. So maybe at this point they didn't have it solidified or something, or it wasn't important. So
yeah,
you know what, Saxius, as somebody whose heritage is Norwegian, well, mostly German, but Norwegian, I'm with you on that. Let's attack Sweden. Let's do it. Screw the Swedes. Norski forever. Oh, they got Hoth. Oh no, it's Hoth. Never mind.
Oh, weird. This is in StreamYard, but it's not in the regular YouTube chat.
Yes, it is. You have to do live chat, not top chat.
Oh, why don't? Oh God, why would you have it set to top chat?
That's how they always default. I just got into the habit of it. So it's annoying. I agree with you. I
forgot, but anyway, regardless. All right.
Yeah, I think we just skipped to the Sword of Light.
All right, skip to the Sword of Light. Sword of Light comprises half of House Karita's personal mech regiments, and its warriors are drawn primarily from the Sunjang Mech Academy at New Samarkand. As is so typical of the Combine bureaucracy, warriors are chosen more for their political orthodoxy and loyalty than their piloting talent. In practice, this has led to wide disparity in quality between regiments and even between companies in the same regiment. 2 regiments of the Sword of Light form the backbone of the garrison on Luthien. The other regiments are currently stationed on worlds in the Galadon military district. Okay. Actually, that's one thing that was kind of interesting because I showed you the Davian books that I was looking at the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I never noticed it before, mostly because I never looked. I haven't read these books in detail like I should, but whatever. All of the regiments, all of the different, like you could pick a regiment and be like, okay, you get these bonuses. You get, +2 to initiative, or, you get -1 on gunnery skills. And I'm like, that's actually kind of cool. But anyways, so kind of fun there.
I agree.
All right. Do we want to talk about, I don't know who or the Night Stalkers are, so I don't care.
Proserpina Hussars are kind of well known. Legion of Vega is well known, but I don't know if they're not something that current canon cares about, though, is it?
For this purposes, for 3025, I think you should tell us about the Legion of Vega. You'll see in the first sentence.
The Legion is the brainchild of Takashi Kurita himself. That's the first sentence.
Right.
Oh.
So it's a Takashi Kurita thing. So he's kind of a big deal. So let's see what's going on here.
He's a madman. No, it is an amalgamation of loosely organized, poorly led, and poorly equipped mech lances drawn from bandit kingdoms, other houses, and mercenary regiment fragments from across human sphere. Before I read more, is this like the group that you send out on the suicide squads? Like, you know what? You're going to die, but you know what? We saved your life. We saved your life by capturing you and making you our slave. So why don't you just go out there and fight for us now? Is that how this is going to end? Let's find out.
Well, I don't remember exactly where they talk about it. Probably in Heir to the Dragon, which I do not remember. I know I've read it. It's just been many, many, many years. But I think this is also, again, so this is the brainchild of Takashi. I think this is also where you see the Yakuza being brought in.
Right. So the Ghost regiments came later. And there is in the, I forget if it's in the Steiner book versus Kurita or if it's in the Kurita book versus Steiner. I think it's in the Kurita book versus Steiner where they did the whole proverbial release a bunch of prisoners and say, don't look back because we're going to shoot you if you come running back this way, but go forward and go conquer. I think that was Kurita that did that.
I don't remember, but I just know that Takashi, got a lot of his support from the Yakuza.
Right. Well, they're also very anti-mercenary. And Takashi was very anti-mercenary.
Eventually, we'll get there in a second. But but yeah, but anyways, finish that off.
Okay. As it is the scrap heap of House Kurita military, attempts to use it in a real offensive generally end in disaster. The Legion's last assignment was to relieve the beleaguered Tancredi garrison. A wholly unsuccessful endeavor, Kashi Kurita has recently posted his son Theodore to command the Legion in an effort to effectively remove the younger Kurita from politics. However, the ISF has thoroughly infiltrated the unit, and Theodore is on very good terms with them at the moment. So I wonder if this is where he actually started making, because Theodore is one that made the Ghost Regiments. So I wonder if this is where those started.
I'm an idiot. I saw Takashi. My brain said Theodore.
Oh,
that's why I was. That's all of the arguments that I've been making in this whole discussion that are completely and utterly wrong, and nobody called me on it.
Well, I was just thinking that you knew something I didn't. You know, BattleTech canon is vast, and
nope, I'm just an idiot. There we go.
And that happens too.
But
does anybody care about Wolf's Dragoons? Are they known for anything?
No, they're kind of a bunch of losers. Colonel Jamie Wolf's Dragoons first appeared in the Inner Sphere in 3005. Over the past 20 years, they've become the most widely renowned mercenary regiment in the successor states. The Dragoons have worked for every major house, joining House Kurita in 3021. The unit's origins are shrouded in mystery. Since signing an agreement with the Draconis Combine, the Dragoons have spearheaded the House Kurita's successful assault on House Davian's research facility on the planet Hoth, generally wreaking havoc all along the Kurita's border with the Federated Suns. So, they don't hate the mercenaries.
No, they don't hate them so much they don't have any, but they definitely have bad deals. And remember, Wolf's Dragoons was meant to stay to learn more about the Inner Sphere. They didn't care how much they were getting paid.
See, and this kind of stuff is reasons why I don't get upset over the clan invasion, because I firmly believe that it was planned, if not from the beginning, very early on.
I don't have an issue with the clan invasion in terms of concept. I have by way of execution.
That's fair. Brian's
the
Legion.
Panther. That's a good one. I like the Panther. That's actually one of the few mechs I have.
Oh, the Panther mech. God, sorry, I was still looking at the mercenary units.
Did you make me a Panther or no?
I don't think so.
Well, you did Spider, didn't you? Yeah. So this Panther's from 1990 or 89-90, and still with that paint job, and it didn't blow up well. You can tell I tried to a couple of times. You can barely see the scorch marks on the base down there. But yeah, I tried to blow it up with some fireworks, and the Panther took it like a champ.
Why did you try to blow it up with fireworks?
I was trying to give it battle damage. Oh, you want to see what happened to this? Spider. My original. This is my original Spider. This was all from I can't remember what we used on it. It wasn't an M80. This was too light for an M80, but it was definitely, it's missing its little wings on the back, and an arm blew off, and I never found it.
I mean, let's be honest, you stole it anyways, so
you know. I don't know which ones. I didn't steal all of them. I stole 6 of the 8.
I stole 6 of the 8.
Look, I'm not proud of it. I was like 16, whatever.
There's plenty of things we're all not proud of that we did when
I'm
we were
52 now, folks. So if you want to come get me for the statute of limitations on that, but yeah, we used to Von Zark. If you are on my Discord, he and I used to try to blow up some of the mechs just to give them, more realistic battle damage. Kind of worked on that one. You see, you love my awesome 1989 paint job on that thing?
Oh, man. That's some good stuff.
Fantastic. It's like throwing mud on top of...
All right, so we got the Panther, and...
By the way, I like the Panther. Panther is actually it's slow, and I get that. But that PPC is fun on a light mech.
I was going to say, if you've got 35 tons, and you're running around with a PPC...
And an SRM-6, dude. Oh, no, 4. SRM-4, that can pack a little bit of a wallop.
Right. Exactly. If you're just running light mechs, that's going to hurt, So definitely nothing to...
88 says, that's the beauty of Wargame minis. You can just paint the broken parts black or so to show damage. No, if you want damage, you actually have to blow it up.
Yeah.
Or I ain't damaged. No, I'm kidding.
The black should be actual carbon scoring.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man.
All right. We also have the dragon.
One
Obviously,
of the crappiest mechs ever developed. I have friends who like it. I honestly have friends who like it. I never figured out how to use it effectively.
I think Seraphis can confirm. It's been a couple of years. I think, man, holy crap! I've been doing this for a while. A couple of years ago, I was playing through the BattleTech computer game that you are the biggest fan of, and I was running a dragon, and it was like it had the worst luck. Like every mission, it just came back just shredded. I finally just like I'm selling this thing because it's cursed or something. I can't. There's no reason to hold on to this guy. Especially since you're only hitting with one missile with snake eyes with SRF4.
Well, don't roll snake eyes.
Right, that's true. Don't roll snake eyes. It's that easy, folks. Whoa, that is not what I wanted. Anyways, so those are the two quote-unquote totem mechs. They're not totem mechs, but just kind of like the iconic mechs for House Kurita.
I'd like you to know that this mech actually was fully painted at one point in its life. This is what an M80 does to an old school Battlemaster. You can see there's a little red on the gun still. like an M8, it did nothing. Oh, by the way, this one, I did reglue the base. I do remember regluing the base. It blew the base off also. But it stripped the paint from the mech. That's it. I'm sure this is lead. I'm sure every time I touch this, I get a little more insane. But
I would say just chew on it. You'll probably be fine.
Does it say the year in here? 1986.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be lead.
Yes.
All right. Should we dive into the Free Worlds League?
Free Worlds only if you want to lie.
Max, we're just so you're aware, we're about an hour into actually reading. And,
we're an hour in. We've got one house done. All right, I'll read.
We've gone 3 pages.
Are we gonna get all 20 done?
I have no idea. Let's see.
You want me to do this one?
You can go. You can start this time.
Okay, Free Worlds League. The Free World. Well, nope, I'm done. The Free Worlds League was formed in 2271 by the Treaty of Merrick, which united 3 principalities in the volume of space the League presently occupies. These were the Grand Duchy of Oriente, the Principality of Regulus, and the Merrick Commonwealth. All 3 were loosely structured, mercantile-oriented associations of worlds that left behind in the chaos following the collapse of the Terran Alliance. The leaders of these states decided that it was easier and more profitable to join together than to fight. By pooling their resources, the group was able to survive their first years when it was beset by enemies. Again, during the Age of War, the Free Worlds League stood firm against the volatile political situation created by the complex maneuverings of the 6 major states of the Inner Sphere, as well as the innumerable, smaller ones. During times of danger, the League Parliament named someone to the post of Captain General, an appointment that lasted only for the duration of the crisis. As crises became more frequent, every day, a special resolution in council granted the right of first appointment to the House of Merrick, a family with a long and honorable military tradition. What happened? By the mid-24th century, the post of Captain General had become virtually hereditary, though the powers granted still applied only in time of war or crisis. In peacetime, House Merrick was still responsible for the maintenance and provisioning of the military. Haha, you do all the extra work. The Free Worlds League joined the Star League in 2571 by a treaty between Merrick and Ian Cameron. The House of Merrick, in addition to its strong military position, had over the years developed a strong position within the intricate machinations of the Free World League Parliament. It thus had little trouble getting the support needed to raise the taxes levied by the Star League in return for the enforcement of its laws and to cooperate with its civil authority. Wait a minute, we get to raise taxes and use your laws? Wow, that sounds like a win-win. Did you when I was reading that, it's like, we get to do this and that, both of which aren't what we want.
Right, they're not our choice. Yay!
Yet, planets in the Free World's member states often demonstrate a remarkable recalcitrance and a tendency towards provincialism that would haunt the Merrick in years to come. During the good years, immediately before the revolt of Stefan Amaris, the Free Worlds League prospered through the development of technology and industry. The HPG core of the Starleague Communications Network, and later Comstar, was invented in 2614 on Oriente. First marked by the Alphard Trading Corporation, advanced communications and water purification technology was widely used in the volume of space directed by the House of Merrick. The house, in fact, became extremely wealthy through these and other ventures, making it appear to have completely discarded its previous warlike aspect. Sure. The rapid onset of the succession crisis and the civil war fought between House of Maris and the Star League resulted in the resolution of Council 288. This resolution assigned extraordinary power for the duration of the crisis to Kenyon Merrick, an ambitious and belligerent individual. With the sudden unexpected departure of the fleet and military under the command of Alexander Kerensky, Kenyon Merrick accurately surmised that the crisis would not end soon. Consequently, he declared himself First Lord of the Star League in July 2786, just months after Minoru Kurita and Anthony Davian, Tony Davian, had done the same. Summoning the Battlemech forces from throughout the Free Worlds League, he launched a full-scale attack against the Lyran Commonwealth, which he perceived to be his greatest enemy. The horrible destruction known to posterity as the Succession Wars ensued.
So Merrick, the people who can't get their crap together to unify, are the ones that kicked off the whole succession crisis.
Did they? Did they kick it off, though?
I mean, that's kind of how it sounds.
Were they the first one to send troops in?
I mean, he launched a full-scale attack against the Lyran Commonwealth. The horrible destruction known to prosperity as the Succession Wars ensued.
Yeah, okay, fair. Oh, crap, there's more to read. I thought that was done. No, there's more to read. Hold on. During the last 2 centuries, the House of Merrick has continuously held the post of Captain General of the Free Worlds League, ostensibly through the legal instrument of Resolution 288, Order 66. At the beginning of each Merrick's reign, the ruler would reiterate the proclamation of 2779 made by Kenyon Merrick, declaring the constitution of the crisis until further notice, presumably until House Merrick ruled over the Inner Sphere. Public tolerance has varied over the years, but support for the Merrick has in general declined. With its popular base of support ever narrower, the ruling house depends more and more on battle mechs for enforcing its decrees. I mean, to be fair, they make the most of them. Nobody makes more battle mechs than House Merrick. With the steady erosion of support among the members of the League Parliament, the House of Merrick turned to hiring mercenary units from outside the League to perform the functions of suppressing rebellions, as well as to reinforce the Merrick's personal entourage. Nonetheless, the people of the Free Worlds League still remembered their earlier, more democratic government. Most recently, the revolt had been from within House Merrick itself. Anton Merrick, Deuce of Procyon. How do you supposed to say that star?
I'm saying Procyon.
I heard somebody call it Procyon, and I was like, well, is that right? I always pronounce it Procyon. I'm going to go with Procyon. Somebody in chat can tell me if it's different than that.
Like I would say yes, because like how do you spell Cylon? Cylon. See,
sure.
Procyon.
No, I'm just saying I heard somebody that I believe is smarter than me called Procyon, so I wasn't, when I was younger, and so I always got, but I still pronounce it Procyon.
Were they smarter than you?
No.
I was gonna say I just say that because like literally there's somebody that like I used to like look up to, and lately they've said a few things online and I'm like, you're an idiot. Why did I ever look up to you? Anyways, that's a separate issue.
Well, we have Anton Merrick, the Duke of Procyon, heir and brother to Captain General Janos Merrick, had obtained the support of a number of Janos' most powerful enemies in Parliament. In exchange for their support, Anton's attempt to overthrow his brother. Secretly in league with traditional Merrick enemy MaxLiao, Anton waged a year-long campaign against his brother that was ultimately unsuccessful, but served to underscore the discontent seething between the surface of League politics. How long is this section? Lord, I'm scrolling up real quickly. Okay, that's one column.
2 more paragraphs.
That's one column. Oh, House Liao, like 4 words. This is going on forever.
And the Free Worlds League, as far as I'm concerned, gets even less coverage than House Liao does.
Oh yeah, by far. It's almost criminal how little information. No, not information. How distantly they're treated in the novels.
House Liao or House Merrick?
House Merrick.
Oh yeah, like even when they tried to make them like this cool manufacturing hub during the clan invasion era, and yeah, they're like, yes, they will make stuff for us. Cool, let's go to the rest of the story.
Today, the Free Worlds League consists of approximately 110 worlds divided into nearly 80 smaller principalities. Man, if you look at that map, it's way more than 110. Like, I think they just made up numbers at some point. If every house has approximately 400 worlds. Ugh. So where are we here? Ranging in size from the tiny Duchy of New Assam, consisting of a single planet on Tiber 4,
single
to the principality. What's that?
The Duchy of New Assam, consisting of a single continent.
Oh, continent. I'm sorry. Did I say planet? I said planet, didn't I?
You did. They're tiny.
Well, look, sorry, but I don't think in terms smaller than planet when I'm talking about a galactic game.
I don't disagree. That's what, like, I would like then why would you be considered a duchy with representation in the Merrick Parliament? No,
that's a very rich continent, I guess.
Clearly.
But to be fair, in my head, I read continent, but I do remember saying out loud planet for some reason. I don't know.
No, it's fine, but again, it's just one of those like, okay, maybe they shouldn't have this much power. Anyways, go ahead.
To the Principality of Andurian, which spans 4 worlds and controls parts of 5 others. It's actually much bigger than that. The increasing balkanization of the League has made it easier for Merrick to divide and conquer his enemies, as only rarely can the numerous petty princes agree on tactics or make common cause in the Parliament. On the other hand, the strife in his realm has increased the Merrick bureaucratic headaches, making the administration and sometimes the defense of his sprawling and disorganized realm a nightmare. The Free Worlds League is slowly disintegrating, with member worlds less and less willing to take direction from Atreus, the capital. Oh, finally you mention it. The League is kept together by much the same factors that originally spawned it. The need for its members to make common cause against common enemies, trade and commerce agreements prohibiting tariffs and quotas within Merrick space, and the somewhat subliminal awareness that membership in the Free Worlds League is what stands between them and being at the mercy of the other, even more rapacious warlords of the inner sphere. Oof. Are you kidding? Oh, okay. We're done. We're done. Okay.
Yes, we're done on that. But yeah, it is actually kind of interesting, like reading about all the different the different realms and how they've evolved, just because of the fact that like Merrick is like, to call it a mess is an understatement. Where is it? I remember I'd have to go back and reread it, but my my reading wikis channel, I remember going through Merrick, and it's like, this is a complete and utter mess. I don't see how this functions at all.
It's funny. It's the house book I remember the least. And I've read it twice. I know I've read it twice. And I barely remember anything about it.
Yeah. Again, they're just...
It's space Yugoslavia.
Well, it's right. It's space hot mess.
It's space hot mess, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, when you look at real quick, folks, I did pin a comment to my Reading Wikis channel, where I've basically been going through, like, I went through the 5 major houses. I've been going through the clans, the original 20 clans. So if you want some additional background information, go check that out. Obviously in video format. But yeah, if you look at the back when we were looking at the maps, Merrick, like literally like okay, so right now we'll switch presentations again. So here it is right now, and it's more or less intact. It's lost a bunch of territory.
Yeah, it's lost a lot of. Oh my god, did it lose to the Magistracy? I can never say the word. Did it lose some territory to the Canopians?
Maybe.
What? Okay, can you send me a link to that map? I've got to look at that.
This one is 3151.
That's interesting. It looks like the Canopians grabbed a ton of Merrick territory.
Here, and I'll just throw that in I'm sending it to you directly as well, but I'm putting it in chat for anyone else who might be interested.
I clicked on your chat.
Oh, ha! I just realized that I was sharing all those screens. Woo! Anyways, so, but like you look like here's 3095. Merrick is basically collapsed.
Wait, what year is that?
That's 3095.
Well, the Free Worlds League collapsed. Let's be clear, but it broke into its more regional organization that it kind of felt it had.
That's 3075, so that's just before the jihad. That's 3081, which is basically going to be post jihad. Yeah, because there's the Republic of the Sphere.
So I don't see a legend on here, like what color is what. So I'm still looking at the 3151 or whatever it is. I see the Capellan Confederation. That's obvious. Now, below the Capellan Confederation seems to me that should be Canopus, except...
No, I thought Magistracy of Canopus was over here.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be where it is necessarily.
I want to say this is like Taurian Concordat over here.
See, and I'd have a problem with that if that is, because the Taurian Concordat should be the one even to the more right. So it used to be basically, and this isn't exactly right, but just for visual, split down the middle of Liao. On the left-hand side was Canopus. On the right-hand side was Taurus. Taurians were always messing with the Davians. So now I see a lot of white space down here. That's the Marian... No, Marian Hegemony was way to the west.
A88 says that that's not the Taurian Concordat, that's the Marian Hegemony.
Marian Hegemony was way to the west. That was the Roman one. That was the one that was to the west.
Or is that this one?
What's that?
So, okay, so left to right, Marian Hegemony, Canopus, and Taurian.
How did Marian get over there?
Are Marians supposed to be here, then Canopus, then Taurian?
He says Marian, Canopus, Taurian. That...
So I'm thinking because they're colored going this direction.
Isn't the Marian Hegemony the one that was the Roman-esque one and only had like 4 or 5 worlds, and then finally people got... He was such a douche nozzle that people finally got sick of him and kicked him in the dick?
I don't know.
I've got my periphery books behind me, but...
Obsidian Jane says the Marians... are at 7 o'clock, so that would be here.
Yeah. Okay. Then I guess who's the gray one?
Yeah, that's the hard part. Is like this map is not. Oh wait.
Hey, you have a legend. I don't. That. Yeah, I don't have that legend. Oh, never mind. It's not a legend.
I got. So this is Alf. Okay, so this is okay right here. Marian Hegemony.
Yeah, that's where I thought Marian. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
This is Marian. This is Marian. This is Marian. This is Marian. This is Lothian League.
Oh, maybe that's who I was thinking of as the jerkwads.
And then
I'll have to look it up again. It's been a while.
Magistracy of Canopus. And
I'm zoomed in, Max.
And this is Magistracy of Canopus. Also, real quick, what I did. So it's like,
I see.
Size of this preview is 725 by 600. Other resolution 2475 by 2048. So click on that.
Okay. Well, I zoomed in. I'm seeing what happened here. Okay, so the green is Canopus. So Canopus really grew.
Right.
And Durian is its own territory. That's who the Gray is, and that makes sense because I see that territory. That makes sense. That's Endurian, and they were kind of the rebellious sect of the Free Worlds League, so that makes sense. Okay, now below that, Franck. Who
Oh,
the hell is Franck?
the Franck. I remember hearing something about the Franck reaches.
Okay, well I don't know what that's about. And then
But
because it
then
used to be that
this is Taurian.
yeah. So everything is exactly where I thought it was supposed to be, except for this Franck stuff that I don't know what the Franck thingy is. But because the Taurians are a lot smaller than they should be. But what I like about the Taurians is because they were always a thorn in the Davian side. So even though them and the Canopians couldn't be more opposite, you have at it, buddy. keep punching those Davians in the face. And looking at this map here, it looks like the Capellans dug deep into what is Franck space / Taurian space / I don't know who the hell space that was supposed to be, because I'm seeing planet, because Victoria used to be the edge of Capellan space, and now it looks like there's all Victoria March or prefecture.
Where's
So
Victoria?
interesting. I'm not spun up on this new map, but the Capellans have definitely grown south into this Franck stuff. Is Franck part of the stupid computer game?
No, that's House of Rano. The Arano Restoration.
Yeah, because I thought you started down here, like on Planet Detroit or something like that. There should be a Planet Detroit down here somewhere. I know that that was an important planet between between the Canopians and the Taurians.
A Regan coalition.
Anyway, there's planet. Oh, the Capellans own Detroit now. Nice, go Capella. Of course, in real world, who the hell would want Detroit? But okay, I'm understanding this map. Just so folks are, well, he's looking at a different one now. But yeah, where are you looking?
This is the BattleTech computer game. So this is that Regan coalition, Taurian Concordat, Capellan Confederation.
Okay, so the timeline there is a little different.
Well, right, because this says 3025. Okay. Which I think is when the game was set as well.
Hold on, why am I not looking at a 3025 map for some reference? 3025, 3025, 3025. Booyah, booyah! Click on that. Oh, did you say there's a bigger version? Oh, there's the bigger version. Other resolution. Yeah, give me that big one. Oh, look at you.
Right, so this is 3025 after the Fourth Succession War.
Okay, so that's...
Or Third Succession War.
Notice that... oh my God, scroll down. There we go. This map might be too big. Okay. I didn't know... Okay, so there's Canopus where I expect it to be.
Here's that Regan
they ham-fisted that in because that was...
Yeah, they retconned it.
Yeah, because that's not part... If I go to my periphery books, you're not going to find that there. Which sucks because the fight between the Canopians and Taurians was kind of cool because they literally couldn't be more opposite. The Canopians are like space Las Vegas, and the Taurians are like space Prussia. Like in terms of just militaristic and so forth. So
wait, that's 2864. Oh, so this must have split because yeah, this is 2864. So you've got Canopus and then the Taurian Confederation and some dead space.
Yeah, I don't remember. It could just be me misremembering, obviously, but I don't remember that dead space there. I really thought the Canopians and the Taurians had shared a border.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like this page alone shows you how many times they've mucked with the map. You know?
Yeah, well, I don't like them retconning crap for the computer game. Other than that, the map changes don't really bother me, but that whatever.
I like the computer game, so I get it.
I'm sorry. I like Battletech. Not Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
That was frustrating. There was Rock'em Sock'em Robots was way too effective in that game.
Yeah, I was waiting for heads to pop up.
So
anyway, the whole point of looking at all that nonsense was to try to figure out. So I'm not saying anybody out there was wrong because I don't know what they were seeing and so forth, but I was vaguely right, other than not knowing what a franc was. So yeah, it's interesting to see how the Taurians have. Do they have like a new book on that somewhere? I wonder, is there a new Periphery book out there that explains why the Taurians are so small? And it really does seem like the Canopians busted up into America a bit. I'd have to look at the maps much closer to verify that, but just seems interesting. Hey, Bruce.
Field manual Periphery.
There are only 5 houses. We might get through them today, considering we did 3 last week.
Yeah, they don't really have. I'm not seeing a new book.
I don't know why, but Periphery's always been something that I kind of was interested in. I am definitely going to go back and read the 3025 era and the 30 whatever 60 or whatever era it was for the Periphery guides and see what's changed.
Yeah, and the short answer is obviously we've kind of diverted from reading the book, but that's the thing. All this kind of stuff is this is role-playing fodder.
Yeah, well, it's also why when the Mechwarrior book said there's 100 worlds in House Merrick, I'm like, maybe you should look at the map. There's way more than 100 worlds in there.
I would also say check out Field Manual Update. That's probably going to be the most recent. That was June 2003.
I probably have it then.
Updates all 10 field manuals, including a history section that will bridge a gap between where the appropriate field manual left off in the current year of 3067.
What's the number of that book?
10976. It was from WizKids and FanPro.
Yeah, I got it.
Lucky. That is not cheap on eBay.
Yeah, even though I wasn't liking a lot of what was going on, I did keep up with this stuff for quite a while. I think it was right at Jihad where I said, I'm out.
Yeah, like either post FedCom Civil War, pre-Jihad is kind of where a lot of the old schoolers bounce. But that's also when we stopped getting regular novels, like moving the storyline along. So, because then the new novels, like the fact that it's like, oh, here's a novel about Alexander Kerensky. Here's a novel about the Ill Clan era. Here's a novel about Third Succession War. It's like, okay, so now you're releasing novels and there's no need to get the next one because you're not moving the story along. So,
well, if it's just the name of this title tells you, okay, it looks like in this era, what year is this book? 30 what? Well, I don't know.
That one update is as of 3067.
Okay, 36. Yeah, so 3064, 36. Okay, yeah, it says Taurian Blues. So apparently, yeah, this is when the Taurians got kicked in the ding ding.
Here, while you're looking at that, do we want to read about Janos Merrick or should we skip down to Thomas?
To be fair, we're in the 3025 timeline. I think Janos is more appropriate. I know why you would want to do Thomas. It's hard to say no to that. But for this timeline, I think Janos is the guy in charge.
All right. Well, let's.
Yeah, Janos.
Well, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was thinking for saying no. It's Anton. Like, no, wait, he was the traitor. Never mind. It's Janos. Yeah.
All right, Janos Merrick, Captain General, Duke of Atreus, the Merrick. At age 67, Janos Merrick is the oldest of the 5 lords of the successor states and ruler of the Free Worlds League. He is only a moderately capable administrator and a competent tactician in an era that demands a leader of far greater talents. Merrick has sought to reverse the divisive trends of 200 years of history by attempting to bring the far-flung worlds of his domain under direct bureaucratic control, an ambition that is diametrically opposed to the desires of his military commanders and noble subjects. The Free Worlds League has fractured into an ever larger number of ever smaller administrative units, each fiercely independent and absurdly isolationist, in a time when none of them can truly stand alone. Janos Merrick realized this 35 years ago when he succeeded his father, Stefan, who died in a ship accident in the Orient system. It was totally an accident. As it would take a man of superior diplomatic skill to accomplish the task of gathering support and neutralizing opposition from this assemblage, Janos Merrick is probably finding it next to impossible. The end result has been a series of abortive coups, assassination attempts, and bloody rebellions that have drained the strength of an entire generation of Merrick Mechwarriors and made a sizable dent in the hoarded wealth of the house. Fortunately, the Lyran front has remained relatively quiet during Janos' reign, and the Concord of Keptian, a treaty between Merrick, Karita, and the long-hated rival Liao, has seemingly removed any threat from the Capellan March. 11 years have passed since the rebellion by his younger brother, Anton. Janos has yet to officially name an heir, though some rumors at the Atreus court suggest that an unknown heir is being kept in safety somewhere beyond the boundaries of Lyran space. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, put them in your enemy's territory. Sure, okay.
I say somewhere beyond the boundaries of Lyran. I was like, did they miswrite that? And they were supposed to have Merrick in there, but no. Now that you mention it, I don't know. All seems super sus to me. All right, tell us about Thomas Merrick.
Oh, do I have to? All right. Is this the real Thomas Merrick?
It's the Thomas Merrick they're telling us about.
Okay. Well, the real Thomas Merrick, please stand up. Thomas Merrick, adept 10, 15, 18. Adept 18 Comtech order. In an age virtually bereft of technical reading ability. Bereft of reading ability. That's what I've got. In an age virtually bereft of technical expertise, the soft-spoken Thomas Merrick, a 19-year veteran in the service of Comstar, is one of the most knowledgeable men in the Inner Sphere. Over a course of several years, he has embarked upon independent researches that have considerably expanded and enhanced his own technical expertise. Though he has not yet made any big discoveries... What? You just said... Never mind. Though he's not yet made any big discoveries, his pursuits have gained him the notice of many important figures in Comstar, including, it is rumors, members of the First Circuit itself. In actuality, Thomas Merrick isn't Thomas... Thomas Merrick's importance is far greater than most within the Order would suspect. He's a member of the ruling house of the Free Worlds League and is, in fact, the fifth son of Janos Merrick himself. Until 3 years ago, 4 older brothers and 2 older sisters were sufficient argument for his continued non-participation in politics. Circumstances, wonder what those are, have now conspired to change the situation. The devastation of the succession wars has gradually eliminated the number of possible heirs to the captain generalship. Furthermore, the revolt of several Merrick family members has made the aging captain general seek outside his realm for a worthy heir. In a secret meeting to which the supposedly neutral Comstar was a party, Thomas was confirmed some years ago as the heir to the ducal throne of Atreus. Janos Merrick risks a great deal by bringing a neophyte into the Byzantine political scene at the Atreus court. However, scroll. Thomas's special knowledge adds a new dimension to his future role as ruler. Far more than the continued existence of the Free Worlds League is at stake, and Comstar is well aware of the implications of this turn of events. Its leaders hope that the years of indoctrination have made Thomas Merrick more loyal to the Order of the Blessed Blake than to his Merrick heritage. Are we foreshadowing anything here?
I was literally thinking the exact same thing. They are setting up a whole bunch of stuff that they drop like a bad habit when they introduce the clans.
No, say it right. They drop like a bomb.
They drop like a
Few in the Free Worlds League are aware of this. Few in the Free Worlds League are aware of this arrangement between Janos Merrick and Comstar. Among those few is Christopher Hallis, Duke of Oriente, whose ambitions include controlling Thomas Merrick when and if he comes to power. Thomas Merrick has kept his own counsel about whom he trusts and whom he does not, however. He remains at Comstar's A facility on the Steiner world, Tukros. Looks Greek. Perhaps preparing for a day when he will take up the Captain General's baton on Atreus.
Okay, all right. I understand why they wrote it this way now. So technically, Thomas is working on a Steiner world, so somewhere beyond the border with Steiner.
Those are just rumors.
Yeah. No, but I was writing. It's like, well, we know about Thomas, and Thomas is the heir. But then they're like suggesting an unknown heir. So I'm like, is this supposed to be somebody else? But okay. Anyways, I am less dumb now.
Well,
as far as this is concerned. All right. I don't care about Christopher Hollis. I don't care about Dame
I think
Catherine
we talk about
Humphrey.
Atreus, or as again, a friend of mine pronounced Atreus. I don't know. I didn't think it was Dune, but whatever.
Atreyu? What? No. Are we losing a horse? All right, tell us about Atreus.
Atreus is the capital of the Free Worlds League and well known for its gigantic architectural wonders such as the Merrick Palace, the Palace of Justice, and the House of Parliament. Regrettably, this is yet another indication of the tendency in the League to look backward to more glorious days. Atreus's grand boulevards, paved with marble and lined with columns, belong to a long past age of the Star League.
Okay.
And so Durian, I think, might be important.
All right. Though much fought over, or what? Sorry.
Well, I'm just looking at what we have. Andurian, Oriente is another one. Irian now probably, because that's just got the metalworks. I would think that Andurian and Oriente are important.
All right. If you think they're important, let's talk about them. I mean, it's just like a paragraph, so... Though much fought over, Andurian has the distinction of having never been heavily damaged by an invading force. Its defenders have traditionally been more willing to offer their services to the attacker than to let him devastate their planet. The planet still has the appearance of a wealthy, populous world, though mech warriors are not an uncommon sight. Andurian is most famous for its extensive botanical gardens, containing samples of rare plants and trees from across the human sphere, and which was founded by the hypochondriac Duke Allard of Andurian in the late 25th century. Today, Andurian is ruled by Dame Catherine, Duchess of Andurian, a fierce old lady with ambitions of her own.
By the way, that's why we want to take it over. Somebody named Duke Allard was there.
Fair enough. All right, tell us about Oriente.
A key world for centuries, Oriente lies along what was once the primary trade and communications route through the Free Worlds League. It is now the capital of the largest single province in the League, due mainly to the aggrandizement of the Ducal House of Hallis, heirs to Oriente, since the extinction of the previous line in 2875. How'd that happen? Oriente is a heavily industrialized world that has suffered bombardment and then been rebuilt again many times. It is in stark contrast to its distant neighbor Andurian. Oriente nobles are, in fact, contemptuous of what they perceive as Andurian spinelessness. Oh, look at that. Law Dog, thank you very much for giving Brian $10.
Yeah, thank you very much, Law Dog. And as always, folks, do hit the like button. We absolutely appreciate it. So, and say thanks to Law Dog. So,
Law Dog is good people.
He absolutely is. All right.
Irian, unless you care about Irian Metalworks, doesn't matter.
I don't care about Irian.
And nobody cares about their military units.
I know.
The Silverhawks aren't here, or whatever they're called, silver whatevers.
Oh, the Knights of the Sphere? Yeah. No.
Well, no. It's long before that. It was, I thought it was like, I thought it was Silverhawks. I know it's a cartoon as well, but I thought that's what they were called. Silver something. So
you're not thinking of the Knights of the Sphere?
I don't think so. Hey, doesn't matter what you think, Malachi.
No.
Did he think he overpaid?
No, hold on. I pick on Malachi enough. I kind of asked for that one. That's pretty good. Well done, Malachi.
Hermes 2. Oops.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
nobody cares about Merrick military.
I don't know of any weird unit like that. I mean, I know of the Knights of the Sphere.
Maybe that is what I'm thinking of, but I thought there's some Silverbacks or Silverhawks or something like that came out of like
Knights of the Inner Sphere, sorry. That was created by Thomas. And that was towards like that was after
after he blew himself up.
No, that was after the clan invasion. There's a Silverhawks entry. Silverhawk Irregulars?
Yeah, I might be thinking of the wrong name.
The Silverhawks Coalition was a loose confederation of worlds within the Free Worlds League, which banded together as a province for parliamentary and self-defense purposes. The components world were separated during the Word of Blake Jihad, and the Silverhawks military forces would later trigger Operation Golden Dawn, resulting in the final dissolution of the coalition, with the remaining worlds absorbed into the Merrick Stewart Commonwealth.
Loyalty to the Golden Dawn reference?
I should, but no.
Well, there's two technically, but the one that I think they're going after here is a Greek terrorist group. Awesome. It's also a metaphysical organization that developed tarot cards and so on and so forth as well in the late 1800s. But yeah, I think it's Greek, a Greek terrorist group.
Anyways, founded in 2966, dissolved in 3085, reestablished in 3152. Now I know about the Silverhawk Irregulars. Now, oh my gosh, I am so easily distracted.
Malachi, you are correct. The Order of the Golden Dawn did include Crowley as a member until they kicked him out because he was doing too many drugs and so forth. Yes. And there became a big fallout between the Golden Dawn and what became I think the Abbey of Thelema, if I remember correctly. So yes, there you go. Now everybody learns some occult history.
Oh, I am super disappointed here. The second Silverhawk Irregulars. None of them are silver. Or even steel. First, yeah, see? That's actually a decent paint job, though.
Was that an assassin? I can barely see because I have it really tiny on my screen edit. Okay. His legs are too fat.
Regardless, I mean, again, decent paint job. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, paint job, yeah. I like the basing, too.
Yeah, I struggle with basing on Battletech figures just because it's like, it's a 6mm scale. If I put like a tuft of grass, we're looking at like 10-foot tall grass, you know?
How big are your mechs?
No, I'm just saying like to scale, you know. Anyways, all right. Sorry about that. All right, let's put the other screen back.
Okay, we've been doing this now for what, 2 hours, and the Comstar chapter is just as long. If you consider what we read.
I would say, yeah, we've gotten through 6 pages.
And Comstar is 1, 2, 3 pages. I'm in if you're in, but how long do you want your stream to be?
I have about 1 hour left before we go to Christmas Adam dinner. So
if we just read, we can do it.
Okay. All right. History.
Or hear me out.
Or
there's next week. We have 1 more week to go before I have to cut you off.
Hold on a second.
You have less than that. Be done by 5:45, or I will end you.
He's getting his orders now, folks.
That's 1 hour from now, like I just said.
But she knows how we talk.
I know, that's fair.
You guys need an hour just to turn the stream off. Oh, man. We got to read about Comstar. I don't care about the games, but that's only 1 page, or the NAIS, to be honest with you. But I also want to talk about the periphery because I think it's often neglected.
Yeah, you know what? I think. All right,
it's going to be tough, man.
Well, okay, folks,
I'm free. I'm free a couple of days next week.
All right, hold on one second. Sorry, didn't want to cough right into the microphone. Okay. Well, then do you want to say?
I'm almost thinking we should do Comstar today, but if we do, we've got to be just on point. And I don't know if people want that. People like it when we apparently get off topic.
All right, let's do this then. Since you've got some extra time next week, I can make some extra time next week because we can still do the Tuesday stream, and then we'll figure out where we're at.
Okay.
And we can throw in one more quick one.
Again, the ones that are important to me, and you tell me if you agree, is Comstar. You have to. I mean, that
you have to.
Yeah. I can throw out the games and I can throw out the New Avalon Institute of Science while they are kind of important piece of information. Yeah. The periphery, though, like I said,
the games. I mean, looking at this, I mean, that's all they tell us about the games. So, yeah, if you don't know anything about Solaris 7, you know, maybe if somebody made a comment on one of the Reading Wikis videos, I could do a video about Solaris 7. Just saying. New Avalon Institute of Science. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you on the periphery.
The other stuff I don't really care about. You could argue that vessels are important, but I mean, you're not doing a lot of the dropship, jumpship stuff here, and the dropship, jumpship book is just better. We talked about KF drives. There's not really a lot of game mechanics here. Yes, I do see the spectral class. I do see, but I don't know. That's let the fans.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna hold off Comstar until next week. I'll try to be better. Oh, well, Max and I will coordinate, like some of the upcoming material. What do we think needs to be covered? What can we skip?
And we will try to be on target next time. None of this sidetrack conversation. We're just going to read.
Oh,
it's going to be like reading wikis, but it's going to be reading Mechwarrior.
No, this is gaming with ADHD. We have the side conversations because that's half the fun. I mean, yeah. First off, real quick.
Hold up if you're talking about Comstar. Love it. That's good. That's good.
Depends on what we're saying about Comstar, how well the stream holds up.
Holy Comstar in all your glory.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna end it here because I think we are at a good stopping point. We've had some great discussions today.
Not much of it about our topic, but hey.
No, we had a lot about the topic because, again, like I said, all of that stuff, that's just role-playing fodder.
Yeah. Yep.
So any of this stuff can be used in a game of Mechwarrior. So next week we're gonna come back, do Comstar, and we'll figure out some other stuff. And depending on what we get through, we may come back and do a bonus stream next week. So I think that's fair. And then this way I'm off. We can have our little chit chat afterwards. And
our Minnesota goodbye.
Right, our Minnesota goodbye, and then Kim won't kill me.
Wait a minute,
I always appreciate it.
Hold up, we gotta do Comstar now. Dude, you know how much money your wife would get if you got murdered on stream?
That's fair.
You'd be super chatting the hell out of that.
But no, that's the fun thing. Like going through all of this, I've enjoyed seeing some of this early stuff about these factions. I mean, keep in mind, this is all like I'm not even sure the house books have been out by this point.
No. Those came out, if I remember correctly, 87.
Yeah, so like this was really people's first introduction to these factions. And it's interesting to see where they've all evolved since then. So,
well, the big change for the Capellan Confederation was when they changed it from being Sino-Soviet to being strictly Chinese. That was its big change. After the Fourth Succession War, blah blah blah. Because before then, you'll see a mix of Stalinism, North Korea, and with the Chinese name a little bit kind of thrown in there. But in the 90s, when they reorganized, especially for the 3050 era, it was strictly Chinese. You can even see it in the ranks, like before. In the 3025 era, I don't know if you know this, but the Capellan Confederation does not have any generals. They're like, nope, generals have too much power. We'll have a senior colonel, like Pavel Ridzik, he's the senior colonel, and then everybody else is colonel or below. Well, Sun Tzu brings back the generals, but gives them all Chinese names.
I didn't realize that. But that's, yeah, again, that's one of the reasons that like I said, that I like, even if I don't necessarily agree with the direction they've taken some of the newer stuff, I like the fact that the story is ongoing, that there is that progress, even if you don't necessarily like what it does to the game. So, but I get that. So, all right, before we head out, Max, what would you like to shout out this week?
Well, this week we're being pretty boring. Actually, we have no shows until the beginning of the year, but I'm sorry, we have a members-only live stream. You're not a member of Legion of Myth? Well, then you're not going to know all the exciting things we're going to talk about. Actually, the main thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over what we're going to be doing for 2026 and explain to people what changes we're making, why we're making, whether they're subtle changes or they're in-depth changes. So there are things that are going to look the same, look different, whatever, for Legion Myth going into 2026. Got a couple announcements. I've got a whole ton of stuff that I've written down already that we're going to talk about. Game Master Insight comes back on the 2nd of January. That's a Friday. Well, whatever the Friday is, but I think it's the 2nd of January. And RPG Digest comes back the 4th. Heathen Dog will be covering one of the Rifters because we haven't done that in a long time. We said we had to do one a month, and well, it's been more than a month. And I will be starting a series on probably the worst written book for the best game ever. Can't find anything in this book. It's worth Palladium fans, if you think you got it rough, read this book. This book doesn't follow any sort of order. Let's put damage, or let's put recovery before taking damage. Let's put some of the initiative rules here and some of them there. It'll be great. Everybody will love it. It's a game that I secretly really, really, really enjoy. It's not a guilty pleasure game because I don't play it. It is a game that's on my bucket list. I really want to be in a game of this. I love what it's offering. Just whoever wrote this book was either really, really high or was a Malkavian for you vampire fans, because he didn't put anything in order. But so I will be covering Alternity as the first game of the year for our deep dive read through.
Awesome. I am looking forward to that. I have got Alternity on my shelf. Literally had somebody in chat the other day saying that they would be interested in me covering Alternity. I know nothing about it outside of the fact that it exists. So, you know what, folks, drop a 1 in chat if you want to see me,
stumble through
alternatively parallel to Max, because he's going to cover it with Heathen Dog.
Oh, I got competition now. Oh, I see.
No,
okay, buddy.
Not competition.
Game on. Challenge
synergism
accepted. No, that'll actually be good, because one of the things we're going to talk about on the members only stream is how I'm changing up the read throughs a little bit. So maybe you will be able to offer something that I don't. Obviously, you have a different perspective anyway, but like literally out of the book.
Or because you already gave me some hints, maybe if I take it in the classic format and you take it in your format,
you're going to be so sad you said that.
That's probably true, but we can see what people think about it. Yeah. So, anyways, apparently nobody has put a 1 in chat, so I don't think anyone is interested in me covering it.
11. We have 11 lurkers.
Exactly.
Here, hold on. Here you go. Look at that. I took pity on you.
No, that's
a pity one.
Maybe, but a pity one isn't a very good one, because I was trying to gauge the opinion of the audience.
And you know what? If nobody else votes, that means my vote is worth infinity.
That's true. That's very true. All right. So with that said, we will be back next Tuesday. Maybe we'll have a bonus stream, again, not confirmed, but we'll figure it out. We'll let everybody know in the next stream. Next month / year, we're going to be doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Redux. Me and my youngest son. And then me and Six World, or Six World and I guess I should use proper English for Max. Six World and I will be covering Battletech Gothic, doing the rules. And that'll be a daytime stream. So we're going to try something a little bit different.
I will only watch if you remind him that the fourth world is better than the sixth world.
You're welcome to tell him that. He, he'd laugh about it. He's good. Dude.
Well, he'd uncomfortable laugh because he knows that he's in the wrong.
That's fair. But with that said, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We actually had a good audience today, for starting at kind of a weird time, and
Yeah.
and
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. If and
a Happy New Year.
Yeah, I am actually excited. I get to have first Grandpa Christmas.
Aw.
It's not the same as first Dad Christmas, but it's close.
In a way, it's better because now you can spoil the crap out of the kids and say, "Go home."
Yup, take all that crap and get out of my house. But I am very grateful for all of you this year, everybody that's shown up and hung out with us. So I do hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and we'll wish you Happy New Year next week. So, all right, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching.